How's it going, everybody? Chaos Key 4013 here, and oh boy, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has been revealed. And let me tell ya, this is incredible. So many new mechanics, so many stages, the inkling, the reveal of a highly requested newcomer, and best of all, everyone is back. Not just some veterans, everyone. No cuts. This is insane, and I love it. But from all of this glorious madness came something that I'm sure got the attention of a lot of Smash fans. The inclusion of something called an Echo Fighter. Basically, it's a clone character whose moveset is the exact same as the character they're based on, and have no major out-of-the-ordinary differences from their base character aside from animations, as seen with Dark Pit, Lucina, and the recently revealed Daisy. I assume the reason why Dr. Mario, Young Link, Pichu, and Roy aren't classified as Echo Fighters is because they all have major differences to them that stand out from the characters they come from, such as Pichu's and Young Link's height, and Dr. Mario and Roy having unique moves in their movesets that Mario and Marth don't have. So, this had me thinking, who else could be added into the game as an Echo Fighter? I don't expect a whole lot of Echo Fighters to join in, at least not in the initial game, but there are quite a few choices to consider. So, here are some potential characters that I feel might have a shot at becoming an Echo Fighter. Let's begin, starting with the return of Wolf and the addition of Ridley, Smash's villain count is on the rise. But why stop there? Next to Metroid, the one series that is in desperate need of some representation in Smash is F-Zero. We've gone through 4 or 5 Smash Bros. Games prior to Ultimate with only one F-Zero rep. And with Samurai Goro being an assist trophy again, there's really only one other option, Black Shadow. His build is very similar to Captain Falcon's, so porting him to Echo Fighter status might not be a difficult task. He can basically be a slower but much harder hitting Captain Falcon. If it sounds like this is just Melee Ganondorf, that's because it is. But hey, Ganondorf is now just a semi-clone thanks to him finally using the frickin' Space World Sword in some of his standard attacks. Whereas Black Shadow would just straight up have Falcon's moveset just like Melee Ganondorf. And believe me, Black Shadow makes so much more sense to be Falcon's clone than Ganondorf. Oh, and the final smash would be the Black Bull. Nothing crazy there, but still something befitting of Black Shadow. Look, I know people are kinda tired of seeing a crap ton of Fire Emblem characters getting into Smash, but hear me out. This is a character that I feel should have been in 3DS and Wii U since he's basically the poster boy of not just Awakening, but modern Fire Emblem in general. Yes, I know he wasn't added in because he wouldn't be very unique considering
you and Ike are too similar. No point in having two characters that are pretty much carbon copies, am I right?
And yet his daughter and your new officer are exactly that! But now that Echo Fighters are a thing, this opens the door for Chrom to finally have his chance another day as Ike's Echo Fighter. I can see Chrom being slightly faster than Ike since he's not weighted down by a two-handed sword, but his attacks wouldn't be as strong as Ike's attacks. In fact, they probably do the same damage output as Lucina since it's the same sword. I could see his special being his Falchion charging up into Exalted Falchion and work like Eruption, but instead of fire, it would release a powerful force of energy. Aether. Yeah, that might be kinda weird seeing him pull off Ike's Aether, unless they have him say something along the lines of, "I'm being like Ike!" while doing it, which I can totally see him saying that. And for the final smash, a team up with Frederick. I got nothing else. And before anyone brings up Robin's final smash, keep in mind that as of this video, it actually hasn't been shown off yet, so it's possible it's getting revamped in some way. But if by the off chance it isn't changed, that doesn't lower his chances of becoming an Echo Fighter. Zero Suit Samus is still a separate character from normal Samus, and yet she puts on her power suit in her new final smash, meaning we can have two power suit Samuses of the same color on screen at the same time when this happens. And if that's the case, then what's stopping them from adding Chrom as an Echo Fighter? Aside from just not adding him at all. As of this video, there has been no sign of the Dark Samus Assist Trophy, and Samus's Dark Samus color has been changed to something akin to her Phazon suit. Are these signs pointing to a Dark Samus Echo Fighter? I'm not much of a Metroid expert, but I do know that Dark Samus incorporates Phazon into her attacks. And so the same can be done for Dark Samus in Smash, having the Charge Beam and all the explosive attacks now using Phazon, and would give off different effects. Her final smash could have her duplicate herself and unleash a barrage of attacks on fighters. Or perhaps they could call back to her origins and have her transform into the Metroid Prime. Yeah, not much to say, but hey, it's another Metroid character, let alone one that has been highly requested. You can't go wrong with that, can ya? Ever since his debut in New Super Mario Bros., Dry Bowser has shown his face time and time again in the Super Mario series in both the core titles and spin-offs. And since he's basically Bowser as a skeleton, he could fit right into Smash as Bowser's Echo Fighter. Being a skeleton, all of his physical attacks, while possibly still packing a punch, might not be so great at launching fighters, and it's possible he'll take more damage than normal Bowser simply because he's a skeleton. He might also be slightly faster and more floaty, giving him more maneuverability than normal Bowser. His fire breath would be blue with another property difference, and his final smash can basically be his boss fight from New Super Mario Bros. 2. Not much to say here, but he's still a nice contender for an Echo Fighter. One of Meta Knight's screenshots on his character page on the site shows a Galacta Knight-inspired color swap for Meta Knight, complete with the scar on the mask. But what about the actual Galacta Knight, and by extension, Morpho Knight? Both are basically clones of Meta Knight. Galacta Knight, I feel, would probably be a stronger yet slower version of Meta Knight. Man, everyone's trying to be Ganondorf. Anyway, his specials could also see a boost. His Tornado might have different properties, his Drill Rush could travel further, and Shuttle Loop might shoot him up in the air higher than Meta Knight's. Morpho Knight could have similar changes too, with his attacks having that fiery effect to them like in Star Allies, as well as his Dimensional Cape having the Butterfly Scatter effect when he teleports. Their final smashes could be anything, really. There's a lot of attacks from their boss fights to choose from. I'd be down for either one or both showing up as Echo Fighters. I mean, it's about time we got a new Kirby rep, and if we somehow can't get Bandana Waddle Dee in, this might be our next best option. Since we're most likely not going to get a new Kid Icarus character that's a completely original fighter, we might just have to settle for another Kid Icarus Echo Fighter. Sure, there's Viridi, and yeah, that'd be pretty cool to see her, but she'd be much shorter than Palutena, which is a very major difference that would justify her not being an Echo Fighter. In which case, I'd rather them just make her unique or a semi-clone. Medusa, on the other hand, might be a different story. Her build is similar to Palutena's, and thus she would work out much better as an Echo Fighter to Palutena than Viridi would. Medusa could have dark effects to her attacks instead of light ones, and her specials could be dark versions of Palutena's powers, incorporating different attack properties like more darkness effects, or maybe even poison or petrification. Her final smash could have her grow giant, transform her face with the eye, and fire lasers with her eye. I know, she's a very odd choice considering she's canonically dead, and Smash appears to be canon to Kid Icarus Uprising's story, but hey, it's more Kid Icarus representation, and I've got no complaints to that. After seeing the Inkling in action, the Octoling is screaming to become an Echo Fighter. We've seen what the Inkling can do in Smash, using various weapons seen in Splatoon. So perhaps they can give the Octoling different weapons for each attack that uses a weapon, and give those weapons the properties they have in the Splatoon games. Octolings could have the Octo Shot instead of the Splatter Shot, the longer ranged Octo Brush instead of the Ink Brush, a different blaster, a different slosher, a different roller. It's all there for the picking. And just like the Inkling, the Octoling's costumes can be different clothing, specifically from Splatoon 2, since all of the Inkling's costumes are based on gear from the first Splatoon game. As for the final smash, I'd say give them either Tentamissiles or Stingray. Yeah, the Octolings will probably be an addition they'll reserve for DLC because their release is so recent should they decide to put them in, but even so, I really want to see this happen. I mean, the Octolings are really the only other Splatoon rep they could potentially put into Smash. And last, but certainly not least, oh yeah, you knew this one was coming. It's been revealed that Knuckles will be a brand new assist trophy for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but from the demo, there was no sign of the Shadow Assist Trophy anywhere. There have been reports saying he appeared as an assist trophy in the Invitational, but I looked and he wasn't there. But is he an assist trophy they're saving for later, or are they potentially going to add him into the game as Sonic's Echo Fighter? My money is on the latter because he's such an obvious choice. Now yes, there is Metal Sonic who would work just fine as an Echo Fighter, but I feel Shadow would be the more interesting pick. He would have the exact same moves as Sonic, but unlike Sonic, some of his attacks could have a Chaos Control effect, briefly slowing down or speeding up fighters who get hit, which could then lead into some nasty combos. And yeah, he'd be skating instead of running, which might seem like a major difference, but the movement speed would be the same as Sonic's, so it's really not. His up special would still be the spring, but perhaps he could also use his jet boots to push himself higher, making for a great recovery move. And for the final smash, they could either have him turn into Super Shadow and blast people with a barrage of Chaos Spears, or he could charge up for a massive Chaos Blast. The way I see it, Shadow is the perfect Echo Fighter to add to Smash Bros. Ultimate, and I'll be very surprised if they don't add him in. I mean, again, he's such an obvious choice. Make it happen, Sakurai. This is Chaos Key 4013. See you all next time.